This is the Sunday Tar Heel. What's going on, Tar Heel Nation? Nathan and Jeff here. We are your Hill brothers, and it is another day. It's Thanksgiving week. It's what it is. It's Thanksgiving week. We're gonna get festive this week. Here we go. We're gonna throw a little festiveness over us today, because quite frankly, we need it. To be honest with you. We need it more than anything in the world. Jeff, how's it going tonight for you, brother? Or this afternoon?
I'm all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You all right?
Yeah. No volleyball practice for the kid this afternoon, so I'm here.
Yes.
So.
Yep. It is.
Yeah, they got the week off. They got a week off for Thanksgiving break from club practice. So
absolutely, bro. Well, that's good.
No,
man.
no practice today. No practice today. No practice Wednesday night. So.
Yeah, oh man, good. Kevin, to answer your question, I saw it in the chat here. Why use that thumbnail? Is because that thumbnail is going to be what we're going to be talking about today, because that is the crux of the matter, if you will. This thing right here, boom, is a topic of conversation because there is a lot to talk about today watched
them pull that thing right by in front of my section.
Yep.
Last night.
That's the reason. That's the reason we're all here.
Yep. They brought it on the sidelines right there, and they brought it on when they actually brought it on down the sideline onto the field. They did that dead in front of me.
Oh, that's rough.
Dead in front of my section.
That is rough.
Yeah.
That is flippingly rough, dude. I feel for you, brother. I was not able to make it yesterday. I felt horrible yesterday. All day. Got up at 4:30. Oh yeah. Well, honestly, Kevin, it's going to be in our face, brother. That's what we're going to have to deal with. It's in our face.
I mean, yeah. Unfortunately, that's one of those things we do kind of have to face up with, right? I mean,
Yeah.
We gotta.
We lost.
You take them on. You got to take it on the chin, man. It sucks.
Absolutely.
I thought we'll get into it, but God,
absolutely, dude. Because I let out some of my thoughts last night about the game and everything that was happening there. But but the biggest question for me was how in the flip. I said coming into the game, we talked about it, me and you both, Carolina needs to throw the kitchen sink at this thing, and it felt like, especially in the second half, that they did. I felt that way. I felt like, hey, they're Gio looked like he looked like a serviceable quarterback yesterday.
He really did. I was so pleasantly surprised by what we saw here. There were some times where he ran the ball when he needed to run the ball.
Yes.
Which I didn't see the Wake game, but what I heard several people say after the Wake game was people said there were several times at least where he looked like he could have taken off, and he didn't do it. And and he did that. I know he did. I know he did that. He did that at least a little bit last night or yesterday afternoon.
Oh, absolutely, dude. Absolutely. He did a really good job yesterday, in my opinion. There's a couple things at times you'd like to have back, but for the most part, man, it felt like this was a guy that, hey, if that style of Gio shows up the whole year, then maybe a couple of these games are a little different. And I think a lot of it came down to play calling. Because in the first half, it felt like the play calling was somewhat, slow. They were able to get that first opening drive, which was good, but then it's just kind of slowed down and it ended up getting to 24-10. And after, they're just like, hey, screw it. If we're going to go win, we're going to have to win down the field because clearly they're going to stack the box and make Gio beat you. And, well, Kitchens basically said, here, screw it. Here we go. Let's just start throwing down the field. And that's exactly what he did. He hit his checkdowns, I thought, a good time. So I thought I didn't come away from Gio in this game saying, hey, Gio, boy, you really sucked today. I came away with hey, Gio, looked like you had probably your best game as a Tar Heel, in my opinion, on Saturday.
You could definitely
yeah, and that's kind of where I am with it. But a lot of things happened this week leading up. My question is, especially the defensive side of the ball, what planning was there? What happened? The 12 penalties. We're going to talk about all this stuff a little bit as well. But Oh yes, completely stupid. I lost my mind. I really did. But I had a question that maybe, you know, I just wonder what happened during the week. I mean, was there some things that got thrown off? I mean, why were they so undisciplined? And maybe Belichick was just in a little bit of a bad mood. And maybe he was in a bad mood for a reason, because that was a picture that went around the other day where he was at.
Wait, didn't we talk about that? We talked about that the other night, didn't we?
Yeah.
I think we did.
Yeah. Where good old Belichick was at a
adult co-ed cheerleading competition.
He was at an adult co-ed cheerleading competition for his darling Jordan Hudson. And you know, when he's there, I mean, I'm willing to believe that there may have been a little bit of maybe some, like, you know, people that maybe don't know him that well. Maybe, you go to these types of things, kids softball, like, oh, which kid's yours? Like, who you here supporting? Like, oh, I'm supporting it. That's my person right there. And maybe a woman of some type of nature maybe asked, like, oh, who are you here for? And he's like, oh, there's my woman there. And they thought they were maybe father and daughter, who knows? But some things may happen. Well, the thing is we have some video evidence of this happening. So allow us to indulge us for a second as we play this.
So who are you here watching?
Oh, that's my girl Jordan out there.
I love it when daddies support their little girl.
No, she's my girlfriend.
Very funny, Bill.
Oh, get the offense.
Honey, are you paying attention?
Sweetheart, I'm trying to get ready for Duke.
I'm gonna shove my foot up your dookie chute if you don't pay attention to me. You like this, Daddy? I knew it.
What the hell am I doing here?
What was that?
I said nobody was booing in here, sweetheart. You did great job.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, let's get out of here.
So what do you give me out of 10, Bill Pickle? 6 or a 7?
Well, I was gonna give it more of a 3, but...
I love you, Bill Pickle. What kind of a sick man kisses his daughter like that?
No, she's my girlfriend!
You freak.
You gotta have a little bit of fun.
I get having I get having a sense of humor. You and me are going to disagree on this one. Man, you and me are going to disagree on that one. I mean, we just got to disagree on that. I didn't, he's doing what he does. I mean, that's fine. I don't see that. I don't see that took I don't see that took away from anything, quite honest. I mean, I can't imagine.
No. It did take away. I saw the video and I just thought it was, like, credit to the guy who put it together. Like boy, he did it. That was just funny. I thought it was hilarious. No, I don't. None of that stuff took away from any of that on the field stuff. I thought it was a kind of a like, that's a stupid video, but it made me chuckle a little bit. Like, gotta have some fun. But yeah, I
mean, again, I like having a sense of humor about the stuff. I think we have to be careful with stuff like that, and even putting stuff like that on here, because quite honestly, to me, it feeds what we've heard so much about, the negative stuff about Bill. And I mean, we get enough of that from the the NNO and WRAL and all these other folks. But
yeah, which I don't think any of that stuff does anything different on the field, because Bill's going to do his job. And what he does off the field, to heck, have at it, Captain. I've told him many times, like, hey, screw it. If you're however old you are and you got a girlfriend, hey, have at it, Captain. Do your thing. I don't really care. Just win games. But unfortunately, North Carolina didn't win the game yesterday. That's what the thing came down to. It came down to, it came down to discipline. It came down to it came down to, getting off the field and the lack thereof, especially on the defensive side of the ball. How many third downs were there? 3rd and 20 something, 3rd and 19, where Carolina, or in a 4th and 6, where Carolina could have gotten off the field and they just straight up didn't. Like what? It surprised me. A defensive line that's looked very good throughout the year. We've bragged on them so much. The last couple of weeks, 200 yards against Wake Forest allowed. And then I think it was 177.
177 rushing. Duke was very balanced. Yeah, Duke was balanced yesterday. They 177,
and that's something
rushing.
that they don't do.
Yeah, 177 rushing, 175 passing. They were balanced.
They were almost exactly tit for tat. I mean, come on now. What is happening here defensively, especially with the 12 penalties?
Yeah. We said it the other day. We said it the other night. We had to, and I texted you. I didn't text you. I tweeted. I think I tweeted this during the game. I was like, we said we needed clean football.
Yeah.
And it wasn't. Yeah, it was not clean football. Like what? 103 yards, penalty yards, freaking 5 fourth down conversions for Duke. 5 fourth down conversions. That's
one of them obviously being the field goal, which honestly I don't understand. I'm gonna give Dude all the credit in the world with that. That was a he ran his little tail.
That was a great freaking call. That was a great call, and nobody saw that coming. Obviously, I don't know that we should have seen that coming. It was just one of those things, man. They got us on that one.
See, when it comes to special teams and when it comes to field goals and things, that I've always been of the nature of like, you protect for everything.
Yeah.
You protect on a long field goal, protect, and also have a guy back just in case dude shanks it and it goes low or short at that. And that's just me thinking. I've always felt that way because I can't stand having fake field goals around on a team that I root for. It pisses me off. And I remember the first one I ever saw. I think it was like 2005 or 2006. It was ran against the Carolina Panthers. I'm like, you got to protect against, like, even my little 6-year-old self. I'm like, dude, come on. I was so mad. Like, you got to protect against that kind of stuff. And just in case, protect. You'd rather to have it and not need it and not have it. And that was yesterday. It was and something, because Duke has been awful on special teams all season long. That's what they've been. They have shown no ability to do any of the things that they did on special teams yesterday, but they saw something in Carolina's film that they're like, hey, I want to attack that. Clearly.
And that's the one thing I'll give you that. I'll give you that one because I think there is something to that. Maybe knowing, like you said, knowing their special teams has not been good. Was that, I don't know the numbers on the kicker. Was that a legitimate field goal opportunity for him that he really could make? Or
honestly, I don't.
Should we have known that? Should we have known that? That's the one thing I'll give you. Knowing how bad they have been on special teams, like you said, or how suspect their special teams have been this year. Maybe we should have known that. Hindsight's 20/20.
Yeah, and I was not a big fan of that on special teams. I thought Tom McGinnis once again did a good job.
Usually does.
Tom's really come a long way.
Usually does.
Tom has seriously come a long way, and I'm so happy to see him playing better. And I really want to get into the 12 penalties here.
Mm-hmm.
What did you see? Because you're actually I'm seeing it from the television. You're sitting there watching this happen.
Honest to goodness, you probably a lot of times get a better. I always kind of feel like there's things I miss being there live.
Really?
I do. A lot of times I don't go back and watch games much anymore.
Mhm.
I just don't do it. I don't usually record. I don't record stuff generally. I don't generally go back and watch. I've always felt, for me personally, there's stuff that I just kind of miss live. That I get on TV, and that maybe that's sounds like that's not what you usually experience by judging by your reaction, but it's just if it was going to be something at the call at the wrong time, it was going to happen. I saw a lot of people. I read a lot of stuff last night about a lot of the calls were horrible. I know there were a few that I thought were, there were at least a couple that I thought were, that's a bad call. That shouldn't have been called.
No. It seemed like that was a good bit of
on the PI side of things. Yeah, I mean, but you just can't have the false starts and some of that stuff that we still had. Freaking roughing the kicker.
Bad day for Marcus Allen.
I wanted to see that one back. I'll admit to you on that one. They actually did show a replay of that in the stadium, and for some reason I don't even remember it. So I don't know if that was a good call.
What I'll say for him, for Marcus on that, is that he was trying to go make a play on the ball. Now he leaped for the ball before the ball was kicked.
Yeah.
Like right as it was being kicked, he had already, like, his feet were leaving the ground. It's not like he went after it and said, "Hey, I'm just going to go nail the fire out of you." He was trying to legitimately go make a play. And it got hit. And that's just one of those, like, it happens. Like, come on, man. Like, really? And then the guy, I mean, it's the same kicker, by the way, who ran, faster than, the road runner himself that was selling the injury. Like, oh my God, my leg is broken in half. Daggum, like Jim Ross back in the day. Oh my God, he's been broken in half. Like that kind of a whole ordeal. Like
he did. He did sell the heck out of that. Now,
oh my God, dude,
he was grabbing at that leg or ankle or whatever, pretty good. Which is what you're gonna do. Which is what you tell them to do. I mean, let's be honest, they're told to do that. So it's not like, I mean, our dude would have done the same thing. I mean, so we're not. I mean, 100% our guy would have done the same thing if it had been reversed. So
of course. I mean, so yeah, Carolina did everything and also everything to win and everything to not win at the same time last night. And it was just a couple of bounces that go like one thing I never thought I would watch would be Thaddeus Dixon going for an interception and somehow it goes through his hands into the play. I mean, like, what, a foot off the ground? Go through his hands into the hands on a fourth down.
Yep.
Or was it a third down? Was it third or fourth down? One of the two.
That was third. That was third, right? That was third at the end, right? That was that last drive.
I think it was.
If it's the play I remember, there was one that was low, that was coming in real low, and it looked like it just snuck in there, and that was on the last drive, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, there was one that Greg Smith almost had as well.
Yeah,
it was close, and he had to stretch his hands out. He got his hands on it, but he just really couldn't secure it.
That was a different one. Yeah, I know what you're talking about on that one. Yeah, that wasn't. Yeah. That's not the particular one I'm talking about. But yeah, I do know what you're saying now.
So I just
because I even missed the number that particular play in the stadium. I actually missed the number of who made the diving attempt at it.
Yeah, it was that, and
crazy until you just said that. Yeah, I didn't realize that was who that was.
And he went to catch it. I mean, it was the perfect way. It was just as he was closing his arms to scoop it.
Oh no! See, we're crossing arms. We're still crossing. This is you're still talking different play. Okay.
Yeah. On the play that the Duke wide receiver was right behind him, and somehow it slipped through his arms into his. Yeah. That oh my God, dude! Like. That is so State-esque from last year with Noah Rogers, the catch that sealed the deal. Slipped between was it against Marcus and Will Hardy? The ball slipped through their hands and it landed just perfectly in Noah Rogers' hand.
Right, yep.
Like to seal the deal last year against State. It's just the ball has not bounced North Carolina's way a lot, and bad teams will find ways to lose games. And it felt like this was a game that they found ways to lose, especially with a lot of these penalties. And the defense that, I mean, you're 3rd and 19, 4 out of 5 fourth downs they get. The 1 4th and 6 that you had Mensah dead to rights, and somehow he's able to slip and throw the ball right over Kamori House's head to a tight end for 15, 20 yards. It just, it's a heartbreaker, son.
It is. I mean,
that one pissed me off. Like I haven't really been like super, super mad at a loss this year. Last night got me. I was hot.
Being down 24-10 and coming back. I mean, I'm going to focus on the positive on that aspect. I mean, there's a lot of negative to go around for sure.
That's why I wanted to lead off with Gio, because I'm like, dude,
but being
Gio and
but
shit,
being I mean, but being
down,
down, but if you even think about it, I mean, when we're looking on progress, we look to keep trying to cling to some sort of progress week in and week out, and the ultimate progress is the wins, right? And
of course,
they're not there. So and that is what it is. I mean, that's the ultimate goal. So I'm not trying to make, I'm not trying to be unrealistic or make too many excuses or anything, but there are things that you can look at and say, okay, well, crap, we were down 24-10 and we came back and we put ourselves in a position to win, and we screwed up and didn't. But earlier in the year, would this team earlier in the year been able to come back from a 24-10 deficit?
No, I was very pleased with that. That one made me extremely happy.
So that's the thing, man. I mean, because I mean, I'm automatically now starting to, and I'm not overlooking State because I don't care what you toss the records out. Nobody's going to give us a chance.
I think we're open up.
I think we're 9. I think 8.5 or 9.5 or something.
8.5
at their place. It's going to be insane. It's going to be packed. For sure for them. I just, I'm starting to look, okay, what do we need to see still? What do we need to see next week? Ultimately, yeah, we want to see the win, but what do we need to see? Because I still think we have, while not to the degree that we've wanted to so far, I still think we've seen little things that we can say, okay, well, yeah, that's going in the right direction. Ultimately it's got to get better. I mean, you are paying the dude $10 million, and I get that. You're paying him $10 million, and you expect better. Part of the issue to me is kind of shame on us for a lot of people expecting a huge turnaround right off the bat with so much going against us to start with.
Well, I mean, here's something,
just,
So here's something that I was listening to 3 things with Andrew Jones and Jacob Turner this morning from last night, and I thought AJ put it perfectly. We've talked about the progress in the different areas, and hey, would we be able to do these kind of things? And Carolina up until yesterday. Yesterday's a little bit of a different story. It was like, hey, what the glasses are full when it comes to defense and special teams and things of that nature. Last week, it felt like maybe there might be some type of a crack going on in special teams because you got 2 field goals blocked. The defense is still relatively solid. Defensive line giving up some stuff, but then it felt like the progress that we had seen in the defensive side and the special teams kind of started to be nullified, and the offense raised up what they had lost.
Mm-hmm.
And there's like, hey, we were solid in this area, but now we're kind of leaking a little bit, but you guys are picking up the water leaking out of our cups, if that makes sense. And that's kind of what I saw. And, I was one of those people that you can go back and watch the video. Heck, I said, 10-2, here we go. I expected a huge jump. Obviously, that didn't happen. But what has happened? We currently sit here 4-7. The best we could do right now is 5-7. And that would be winning at State next week. We're either 4-8 or 5-7. This will be the first time, no matter what happens, the first time since 2018 that North Carolina will finish with a losing record, regular season, because obviously we had the 2 6 and 7 years under Mac. The only third losing season in 20 years. The third losing season in 20 years. I think one up under Butch in 2007. The last one under Larry Fedora. And now this one. And my thing is this, even with the roster flip and turnaround, let's say we're not expecting a huge jump, but could we have not, especially with having one of the easiest schedules in the country?
Yeah.
Could we have not have gotten to baseline Mac Brown last year 6-6?
You know, and no, we very realistically should be, and coulda, shoulda, woulda. Again, it's not reality right now, but coulda, shoulda, woulda. There's 2 more wins that stupid goal line fumbles. I mean, that's not anything that the coaches did. It's not Bill's fault on that one. You know, that's 2 more wins. That's bowl eligibility. Sometimes the things don't break your way sometimes. You know, there's liable to be a lot of turnover next year too. But
I will be interested to see exactly how.
Provided we keep our guys in the, you know, provided we can keep guys that are committed, the core guys at least. Now we've had some decommits already, but those aren't the core commit. Those aren't the core real talented commits that everybody's excited about. We keep those guys. We got to get. I mean, you know, that's positive. Now we need to see how they get developed. You know,
right.
People talk about, well, Mac would have had us this, Mac would have had us that. Yeah, but we lost the game again. We lost the games we lost the games when we were double-digit favorites under Mac.
Yeah.
The talent development had fallen off too. We were getting recruits. Guys weren't getting developed. And you can't deny that. I mean, you know, so
no, that's absolutely true. That's 100% true.
I still have some of the things we've seen this year with guys. I think development. I think talent development, player development is better with what we have now on staff. We're going to see changes. I mean, you better believe there's going to be changes. There's going to be offensive changes.
And if we don't, if they hold true, then
I'm gonna lose my freaking mind. Yell. I will lose my mind if we don't make. I'll lose my mind if we don't make some offensive staff changes. That's got to happen.
I want to know something.
I won't be able to stick a positive spin on that. Sorry. I mean, that's even too much for me. that's too much. I can't put lipstick on that pig at that point. It's just too much, man. It would be too much for me to handle at that point. I know Gio signed I know Gio's deal was what, 2 years?
2 years, $4 million.
Hey, new staff comes in that might not go. That who knows?
Oh, see, that's the thing.
They might reset on that. They might reset on that one. I mean, I never thought they obviously proved to us they weren't going to reset in season on that unless there was an injury. They proved that a long time ago.
Yeah. That was right. Yeah, right after the Clemson game.
Who's to say a new staff, some new offensive coaches come in, and that doesn't get flipped and changed. So we got to see what happens there.
And the offensive coordinator. Here's the deal, man. Whoever the offensive coordinator is that comes in, will he be allowed to dictate his offense and the staff that of his choosing? That is going to be a question, because I think we saw issues with that. The person I look at immediately is Garrett Riley at Clemson. Garrett Riley came in, high offensive mind, helped TCU and Max Duggan look like the second coming. But he goes to Clemson, and he's not able to actually pick his staff. And there's been issues with the offense over there ever since. And there's been issues, and there's thoughts that Garrett Riley and Clemson are getting ready to depart. We're done here. because this just ain't working.
Oh, Clemson's gonna make some changes too. But after the year they've had, you better believe.
Oh my God, you better
That's not
believe.
Standard. And they'll pull and they've had enough success that you know, and they expect so much more because they've done that they're going to be pretty quick to pull a trigger.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas
Kevin, you're hitting it.
And I was looking at Kevin's thing too.
He says, a la the coach, the QB coach is not likely to
Let's
get
see what happens, man. I mean, again, there's going to be some pressure. There's going to be pressure from some outside forces on that. And so we just need to see how that's going to push and if they get pushed. I think it's obvious.
See if it actually matters to Belichick.
I think it's obvious that's not that's not a good deal right there, Kevin. And I think, like I said, I think there's going to be some outside pressure put in there. Just my guess from some higher ups that maybe that's what has to happen on changing that. The only thing, and I've said this, and I'm looking at Kevin's comment above that about Kitchens and hiring a good OC. Yeah, that was it was a sucky situation. I mean, I don't think any of us. I don't know. I mean, I think they did what they did. My guess and my thought on it the whole way has been, they tried to. When they came in, when Belichick came in, they were trying to do something for some kind of continuity. I'm not saying Kitchens was and there were probably better options, but I also think he looked at it and for better or for worse. I mean, he must have thought that there must have been something in it with conversations he's had with Kitchens that he had a trust factor with him, or maybe he leaned on the fact that the dude's been an NFL coach and stuff like that. That's why I'm guessing. No, that didn't work out. But that just because that didn't work out doesn't mean, doesn't mean that he can't get it right given another chance. Because I don't think we're worried about continuity of Freddie Kitchens at this point.
No.
That from last year is out of the equation now.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe it's a get right chance. Maybe we all know it was a bad choice at this point. But then again. And a lot of people didn't like the choice to start with, and I'm one of those. Yeah. I thought him as an OC was questionable, but I immediately pointed to, well, this is what they're trying to get with that. I don't think any of us. I mean, we were still probably all hopeful that it would be a little better than it was, right? And it would, wouldn't be as abysmal as it's been,
right?
It has been, and
yeah, I was not a big fan of it when it first happened, but now honestly, I'm right there with you. I felt like he's been with the team for this would be his third season, I believe, with the team. 2 years under Mac as the tight ends coach. He already kind of knew the offense. They picked him to be the interim, head coach after Mac for the bowl game. But the only problem is. Clearly as an offensive coordinator, and then he had a proven track record of not being that good as an OC, but hey, maybe it changes under. I think it's all continuity based in my opinion, just because he knew the guys, he knew the players, even though they were going to be bringing in a new quarterback, and they knew that anyway, because they immediately got Jacoby Criswell out of here. So I thought that was, maybe that was a recruiting pitch for, maybe Bryce or something as he was coming in, like, hey, you're gonna be with a guy that helped kind of recruit you or something of that. I don't really know.
Could be
what that was all about, but yeah, I am curious to see, and honestly, I expect to see something out of Carolina probably the Monday after state or sometime in the next week. Not this week coming up, obviously the week after state. I expect to see something. Because you're going to want to jump ahead of that thing. Yeah, you need.
I would like it to be quick. I would like it to be quick.
Especially with all the coaching changes getting ready to happen.
Exactly. And no, you're hitting on that. By the way, Mike Norvell staying. Wow, I did not see that coming.
Stupid.
I did not see that coming. I didn't see Norvell staying coming.
No, I did not.
But as an aside, Yeah, I can't argue with Kevin's comments. I mean, Kevin's making very fair points about the OC stuff and winning with defense.
And you can do that.
But you can also have a great
offense too.
Yeah, that being said, I would much rather. I mean, honestly, I want the defense. And I like the defensive focus, and he can do that. I just, you're right. He just needs to get somebody. It needs to be a good OC, and faith that it happens. I mean, that's all we can do. That's all I can do. I mean, is put faith in that they're going to get the right person in on this shot. If they don't, we're screwed, and decision's not mine to make anyway. So, I mean, we can sit here and guess all we want to and talk about all we want to, because that's what we like to do and have fun talking about stuff like this.
Oh, of course.
In the end, I mean,
I got a question for you.
My choice.
I got a question for you. You think fan base wise. I want your personal thoughts, but I want you to think about fan base wise too. If does this offensive coordinator hire need to be a flash hire, like a big old splash, like a hey, ooh, okay?
There is going to be here's the thing. There's for PR purposes and just on the surface, Carolina's all in. Well, I mean, some people said that about Belichick, and again, so far it hasn't worked, though. I think in the end it still can with Belichick. I think there's going to be a temptation to go with a flash, and in that case, but we got to be careful with that, because that can get us in trouble, because it might be a flash, but it might not be the right fit, and it might, we really need to be smart about it. Need to do the homework and see who we can pull in. The schedule next year is absolutely brutal. We messed up that not being able to capitalize on the weak schedule we had this year.
Perfect time for that sloth comment. Perfect timing for that comment. Literally after you said that. Yeah. No, next year, and we talked about it on Tar Heel Game Day. We talked about how, and we went through the schedule next year.
We did actually. Yeah, we did. And now that you say, now that you say that, I remember that. It's been man. My week has been.
I bet so, bro.
I'll say this because I don't think anybody's heard. So or if we haven't really talked about it, and if you're not on Twitter, you don't know anything. My dad is like in critical condition in the hospital. So he had surgery. Thursday the 13th, and surgery. He came out of surgery fine, but his recovery, he had some complications, and I mean he's in neuro ICU at Carolina. So really been a tough week. So I'm trying to keep doing everything and keep up on stuff and keep trying to be part of this and help everything out. But yeah, if you do catch me slipping, I will ask for a little bit of grace. And that's, I'm not going to say anything else about that. I'm not going to make excuses for if I'm slipping on anything or whatever, but yeah, that's the situation. So if you see me if I somehow miss a Olympic spotlight in the next week or two, that's why. I'm still planning on recording tonight, by the way. As of now, I'm still planning on recording tonight.
Gotcha, brother.
My brother lives out of town. He's actually in town now. He actually came down the other day when things got better, but then immediately turned around and got worse again. He came on down. So he's down here, which helps because he's helping me with my mom.
Right.
So anyway, that's all I'm gonna say about that. And just move on. Yeah, the schedule. Yeah, I don't know how it works. I know in the past there are certain things that are done years ahead of time.
So
I don't know how because Notre Dame's not part of the conference. That's such a weird thing that I don't know how that factors in anymore.
I'm pretty sure that when it was the 2020 season, it was the year that North Carolina should have went to the ACC championship. I think it was during COVID, but they brought Notre Dame into the conference just for that season. They did that, and Notre Dame and Clemson faced in the ACC championship. They were both playoff teams. I was at the other thing. But that was another.
I'm still mad about that year too,
dude. And we were rolling that year. That was the Orange Bowl year. Oh my gosh, dude, that was
mad about that.
Oh, that pissed me off.
I'm still mad. I'm still mad they let Notre Dame in for that year. For that.
Oh yeah. But I think when they did that, I think the ACC like signed an agreement, like, hey, if you come, we need you to schedule ACC teams, from here on out, because they've been playing them. They've been playing each other. Notre Dame has played at least one ACC school each year since then.
Well, yeah, and they have to. Yeah, there's comments in here. The deal is they have to play 6 ACC games a year. So, yeah. And I know I'd seen some. I didn't know the exact number. I did not know the exact number, but I had seen that happen. And I couldn't remember the exact number, so I'm glad Kevin pulled that up. But again, they're not part of. They don't factor in. Yeah, they don't factor into the. Other than they don't factor into the championship other than the COVID year, which we let them in on.
And that stole it away from us.
Which stole it away from us in the long run.
Shoot, yeah. Because they played Miami, NC State, Pitt, Syracuse, Stanford. Wait. Oh, Boston College too. Okay. Yeah, that's 6. So there you go. Dang. And we're part of that next year. Dang, I didn't realize it was that many. Crazy. And it's part of the grand
like rights. I said, I knew there was a rights to I didn't know the exact number. I hadn't looked it up. Hadn't even really thought about it.
I think is this, man. You need to strike them dead and bring them down. They got to come back to the ACC, man. Just screw it. You're gonna be
There's so much, yeah. Yeah, I mean that's easy. I mean I 100% agree with that. But there's the financial stuff in the background, and I don't know.
Oh yeah,
people aren't. Yeah.
So. But hey, it bees like that. I wouldn't mind Marcus Freeman right now either. I'm loving their coach, Marcus. That dude is legit, bro. I absolutely love him. Yeah, next year's gonna be a statement year, man. If Carolina, let's say Bill gets this team, gets the recruiting class in, they make some good, make a good hire on the offensive coordinator, get in a couple of big time transfers, and I mean the young guys that you have, keeping the ones that matter. You gotta keep guys like a Jordan Shipp, Kamari House. Mel Cart and things like that. I mean, just these guys back here, man. Honestly, dude, I'm not gonna lie, dude. You're not gonna have Thaddeus next year. You're not gonna have Marcus. They're gone. They're done. But the secondary coming up behind them, I'm pretty confident in. I don't know about you, but I'm pretty confident in them.
Again, it's going to be about development, man. It's going to be about seeing if the staff can develop players. That's what I still think in the long run, the staff is going to develop players, which was an issue in MAC 2.0.
Yeah. And dude, I can honestly, I agree with you there because heck, look at all the names that we didn't even know of that have just boom started making plays for Carolina consistently. Yeah. I love you, Kevin. I love you to death, brother. I love you to death, bro. I tell you, man, we might go 5-5 next year with the schedule. Well, I honestly, I mean, do I need to pull the schedule back up again? Because
no, you're absolutely right. It's. I mean, even here's the thing. Even with things going right in the off season, that schedule is brutal. 5-5 is very realistic, even with things going right in the off season, just because how tough that schedule is.
Like that is. I mean, because these are good teams.
It's not a lot of hope. That's not a lot of hope there. That's not.
No,
that's not giving a lot of hope there. But I mean, it's reality.
Well, the thing about it is, dude, if Carolina is able to come out next year, and let's say they're a bowl eligible team next year, that's gonna be a good year. Well, you know what? Screw it. I'm gonna look it up one more time. Actually, I still have the tab open. That's what I'm talking about. I was ready for this, Jeff. Here we go. All right.
That's a fair point.
Keep count of what just quick takes of what you think. Just keep counting your head until I read all the schedule out. I think your wins. Count your wins. You believe. All right, here we go. Opening up August 29th versus TCU, Dublin, Ireland. Come home. Go to UConn. You play Notre Dame at home. You've got Louisville at home, Miami at home, NC State at home, Syracuse at home, at Clemson, at Duke, at Pitt, at Virginia. Off the top of your head.
I don't know what they're going to, and I don't know what they're going to be next year either. I still
Clemson is a wild card because Cade's not going to be there no more.
Yeah. I don't ever pay as much. I need to, now that I'm actually starting to do stuff like this more, I need to pay more attention to other teams. I've always been a very Carolina focused. If it ain't Carolina, if Carolina's not playing, I don't watch state games. I don't watch Duke games. I watch other stuff. I don't watch if they're not playing us, I don't watch them, and I never have.
I'm the same
now
way.
If I'm as I'm starting to, as I'm starting to integrate in with Hill Brothers, maybe I need to start paying attention to that stuff. So I can
honestly,
intelligently on it.
I just have friends of all of these different teams, and then you also have the scouting report. That's what that's there for. The scouting report is there's a reason,
and that's a good point.
There.
That's a good point.
I do that to learn about the team.
Yeah, you can't look at social media and trust what other people or fans of those teams are saying because there's delusion mixed in there. I don't think Jordan. This real quick. I did not see the cryptic Jordan post. I was gonna say,
I'm gonna look that up.
Barring, save what that says or what that is, because like I said, I haven't seen it. Jordan had some of the stuff Jordan had shown. It's been put out of leadership type stuff he's done. That's why I was kind of leaning. I don't think he'll leave, but I need to see the cryptic post, and that's the other thing, man. There's a lot of cryptic posts that are out there all the time.
Chris Culliver made one too.
Chris Culliver did a couple weeks ago. Who really knows what they're talking about? It could be something completely off. Something I don't know. There's just so many.
I think I'm seeing it. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can get full screen for you guys. Maybe this will. It's a picture of the stadium, and it says "Thank you."
Okay.
See that there?
Well, last home game of the season, though. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I can understand.
Yeah, it's easy to read into stuff. It's so much social media these days. It's really easy. It's really easy to. It's easy to read into it and put a slant on it and think it goes one way when it really is the other. And again, I can see where people are taking that as kind of an I'm out deal. But it could also go another way. I don't know.
Yeah, and honestly,
I try not to read too much of that stuff.
Sorry, my bad.
Yeah.
To know it's full screen stuff.
I try to really be careful not to read too much into stuff and jump to conclusions sometimes. Even during like the off season, there were a couple of players that did that. After Mac was let go and this other thing, I'm thinking, oh crap, here they go, and they never left. So, I think Jordan Shipp is. I honestly think Jordan Shipp's as a UNC homer. I think he loves this place. It has been a tough season, but I feel like the way he's taken leadership and the way he's been vocal, I think he'll stay. It would actually really surprise me that if he would leave. Granted, now honestly, I do think there is going to be a lot to say about who's the OC, what's it going to look like, and who's the quarterback. Chris is a senior, I do believe. I'm pretty sure that Chris is a senior. I thought he was too.
Chris Culliver. Chris Culliver a number of weeks ago, I remember I messaged out to Andrew Jones and was like, "Hey, Bo, is Chris gone?" Because he completely got rid of everything North Carolina. Maybe we even talked about this. But Chris is still there, even though he's not on the field, which is really surprising to me. Don't know why. Don't know what's going on. Don't know what the behind the scenes look like there. I don't know what it is. But there is that. Lombardi lowballing people is something that is a legitimate issue.
Mm-hmm.
Bo Atkinson is right there. Enter Bo Atkinson.
Yeah.
Enter Amari Campbell.
Mm-hmm.
Enter those two guys in. Which, if you're Amari Campbell, boy, you probably wish you just would have stayed. I'll be curious to know if he goes to Virginia Tech.
Pretty much.
Be real with you.
Yeah, I think a lot. I think you're going to see a lot of folks follow down there.
It's a great place too.
It is. Commits and players alike on that in that regard. We talk about stuff and you hit it somebody hit it in here in the comments. So much is going to depend on the changes in the offseason. The players are going to hear and get inklings and hear of things, and rumors of this is going to happen or this is going to happen before we do. So they're going to hear stuff. We can hear. We're going to hear stuff too. And you're going to hear stuff, and you're going to look at message boards if you do that. And some of that stuff, it might be true. The players generally are going to hear rumors that are more solid, and
credible.
A lot of what, credible. Thank you for the word, credible sources, and solid stuff. So they're going to, a lot of what happens is going to depend on that. Quite honestly, yes. I mean, if Kitchen stays around, and that happens, I can see Shipp leaving at that point. I'm not 100% sure. Somebody asked, is Gio back? I'm not 100% sure Gio comes back. I'm not 100% sure we just don't cut our loss on that one. I really am not. I really would not.
And if you're Gio, think about it.
And what does Gio even want? Does Gio want to even deal with
especially with this system? Even Gio is probably like, man, he's probably looking at last night like, about time y'all daggum let me go. Like, holy cow. Because Gio, you look at Gio's South Alabama film, like he looks a whole heck of a lot better. I understand the group of 5 talent, but the way they played the game over there was way different than what we saw this year.
Yeah, it is
at Carolina. So does he even want to be here? Is the biggest question.
So much is going to depend on what happens with the hires and stuff.
I don't know how this current staff is going to be about this whole thing, but. Like on the North Carolina with Bill Belichick, and we know how he is about things. Mac, when he was making the hire for Jeff Collins last year and then Chip Lindsey a few years ago, Chip Lindsey talked to Drake before he was hired.
Yeah.
Before he was hired, like, hey, this is kind of what I'm thinking, what you thinking, and he got an A-OK. Cameron Rucker talked to Jeff Collins.
Yeah.
So, the big time players, your guys were kind of involved in the hiring process, not necessarily like scouting out like, hey, I want to go get that guy, but hey, what do we want? We're thinking about bringing this guy in, have a conversation, see if there's something going on here between you guys. I wonder if I don't know if the staff would do that.
There's a balance there too, though. There's a balance there too. That's not a bad idea, but doing that and getting those guys to have an opinion on it can only be an opinion. You can't let them make the calls, right?
Of course.
But there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong going like that route and having, hey, you think this is going to work? Is there some kind of, is there some rapport there that seems to kind of be a natural mesh point for y'all? It's just, who knows, man? I don't know. I haven't even paid attention. I don't know if there are even names floating out there as possible OC people. I don't know if anybody's started floating names out or if anybody's seen any stuff. I have not. Mac Brown was a people person to the nth degree.
Oh my God, yes.
There's no denying that. No denying that. He definitely a people person, and he did that really well. That's one of the things he did really well.
Yeah. My boy Lamont's in here. Been loving seeing this guy. He's
Rougemont,
wild, bro. There he is.
Rougemont, North Carolina.
That's it.
What's up the road?
But I wanted to hit on this last. He says, "What's up, Nathan? Jeff, good to see you. Good to see you guys. Y'all may have touched on already, but we're realistically gonna expect from us next Saturday. We've got a lot planned this week for North Carolina and the Hill Brothers. A lot of videos for you guys coming out this week. We've got St. Bonaventure on Tuesday. You guys are getting a preview and prediction between myself and Tori. You're going to get the post-game reaction. You're going to get Red White podcast on here for the NC State scouting report. Tuesday's going to be a big day for the Hill Brothers because we've got the game, we've got the preview, we got the post-game. We're going to be recording the scouting report, but you guys will get that on Wednesday or Thursday. I can't remember exactly what day it is. You got Lippic Spotlight tomorrow that's coming out tomorrow. You've got the Thanksgiving's coming up, and we got Michigan State. So you got Michigan State preview, prediction, post game going on there. Then we have the final Tar Heel game day of the football season. I'm working on some guests for us, and we got a lot of stuff going on. But Jeff, quick thoughts early, just thinking about it. What do you think about next week's matchup in Raleigh? What's your confidence meter?
There's definitely going to be a fight. I saw that in there. Definitely, there's going to be some extracurriculars.
100%. Put money on it.
There's going to be some extracurriculars. I will say this. I don't know what the staff has to do this week. Same type of thing. I don't know what the staff has to do this week. They have got to drill it into the guys this week to keep their heads. Have to. You better believe you know every year what State brings. They bring an enormous amount of intensity to this game. Sometimes we don't. They always do. They are going to be looking to push buttons. Guys have to keep their cool. They have to keep their heads. Easier said than done. I realize it. I've been an athlete. I know how this stuff happens. I know how you get in the heat of the moment. So what? You're an athlete, and some of these guys are getting paid at this point now. They've got to keep their heads. Here's my thing. We're going to win a close one, or we're going to get our ass kicked. I mean, that's my call. My call is we're going to win a close one. I agree. They're just going to freaking skull drag us.
Amen, brother.
I mean, that's it. I mean, that's how I see it going. That's how I see it going. What that is, I have not figured out yet what my prediction might be. It certainly looks like they should beat us, right? But here's the thing, man. I've seen for a lot of years, I've seen the most talented teams and the best team in this rivalry not win the game. Not always, but this it's a rivalry game, man. I'm not gonna 100% say we're gonna lose. Like I said, I just said if we do lose, we're gonna get blown out probably.
Yeah, I think that it all depends on one thing for me. Does the heartbreak of losing the Duke game carry over? Or are they able to cut it off and move forward? If they're able to cut it off and move forward, then I think that we should expect the same kind of intensity that we saw from them this past game in Raleigh next week, and maybe even
clean. I said, right, clean.
Clean. Exponentially better. But I think that, I was listening to Inside Carolina, which I very rarely do. But Inside Carolina brought up the point that in this game, I forget who said it. I can't remember. It was Jason Staples or Buck Sanders. One of them said that, like, hey, it kind of felt like Duke came into this game knowing that they could go up to certain players and push their buttons and draw them into stuff, aka Marcus Allen.
There's a lot. Again, as I said, I think there's a lot to that. And
right.
And I knew Duke was going to do that. I figured to a degree.
State's going to do it.
I just know State. I just know State's going to take it to the end.
Oh my God! And they're going to have. They're going to be in their building, so they'll have their fans to back them up.
And here's the thing: there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, we ought to be trying to push their buttons too. I mean, quite honestly,
yeah.
I mean, it's gamesmanship to it. We just know what we know. The guys, they should know what they're getting into, and that's just got to be a focal point this week in practice. However they can do it is just to keep your freaking cool, just to keep your head. Don't let them bait you into it, because it's going to be, not only is it going to be a penalties, but it's going to get you out of your game, and it's going to get 100%. You not playing well. So it's kind of a double thing there. It's not just the penalties. It's going to be the mess up. Your head's going to get out of the game, and you're not going to play well. So.
No, absolutely, 100%, man. I'm right there with you, dude. Because if Carolina can keep their heads, that's the thing, dude. If Carolina can beat them at their own game, you got to beat them at their own game. That's what I think has gotten Carolina in so much trouble at times, is that State is so good at being a pest, because State is a pest. That's just what they do. That's all they do. They live and breathe. there's been a lot of children born in Raleigh over the last 5 years since they've been beaten North Carolina so much. I put it to you that way, because they just live and breathe for this. If you can beat them at their own game, get a little petty with them. You know, maybe bait them into a couple of different things. Beat them, then boom, there you go. Now I do have a quick question for you, because I think personally, and that's just my opinion, and I wonder if you agree or disagree with me. Belichick said all week leading into the Duke game that Darian Mints is going to be the best quarterback you're going to see all season. For me, I think that's C.J. Bailey this week. What says you?
Yeah. Judging by how they played this year, I think yes, C.J. Bailey. And the other thing we're going to have to contend with is the running back. Because Smothers is the best is there a better one we've seen this year than him? I don't know. I don't think so.
Yeah, 20 for Duke was good yesterday, but by God, Smothers is another animal.
He's not Hollywood. He's not Hollywood Smothers.
Hollywood Smothers is a dog, man.
He's a good player. They've got some players. I'm not, they do have some good players.
Justin Jolie.
Yeah. Tight end. Yep.
Noah Rogers.
They've got some guys. It's going to be, again, I think we can win it. I don't go into this game thinking there's no shot. Somebody said, Lamont's comment on the new landscape of college football, a couple up. You know what? I think State, and they've always done a really good job of focusing on this rivalry. For whatever reason, I feel like at times Carolina hasn't cared as much about it. There might be some players that do. I've felt like the intensity level on the opposite side has been higher for the last little bit. So I 100% think some guys do. Everybody does not. And that's unfortunate. Our guys, and maybe they do, and it just hasn't translated on the field, but or looked like it at times. But that could be a point there. Some coaches treat it differently too. I know we've had coaches in the past that thought it was it's just another game, and they didn't really necessarily focus on it as much.
Belichick says he's aware of the rivalry.
That's the wrong way to play it. It's the wrong way to play it. You got to I don't like being in a position. I hate being in a position, and I've said this before, I think, on something in the past, that I hate being in the position where you have to put so many eggs in the basket of this game. Yeah. Because I don't ever want to give them that much credit. I don't ever want to give that much credit to any one opponent, period. But I know that there are certain fan bases that take a lot of satisfaction knowing that you care that much about them.
Dude, absolutely.
And in this instance, I do actually. We really, really need this one this year. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, we need it every year, but this is one of those ones that, with everything else going on, it just feels like it's that much more important. And I hate that. I hate having to feel like that. I hate saying
that's got to change, man. I need
to burn the tape on me. I need to burn the tape on me having to say that. But
dude, I need New York Jets style Bill Belichick right here. I want him to come in there looking at them like, I'm just going to. And you know what? I ain't gonna lie, bro. I don't know how you feel about this. I hope we beat them. And then I hope we take the biggest UNC flag that we can find and shove that thing down Wolfie's throat in the middle of that field. I really do. I want that so bad, bro. Oh, I want that so bad.
Yeah,
I hate NC State more than I hate Duke, honestly, in football, for one simple reason, man. It's just these guys are pests. They're annoyances. All they care about is beating North Carolina. They talk about us all year long. And I just want to shut these idiots up for a little while. Like, just shut your mouth, man. You're trying to play on a big stage you ain't ready for. So just shut your mouth. I'm just getting started. It's steak week, baby.
Yeah. There's a lot of me. I'm always, I don't know. I have mixed feelings on the flag planting. Mixed feelings.
I typically don't condone it, but they.
I don't. That's my thing. I mean, I've always tried to tell my kid growing up playing sports, and preaching sportsmanship being number one most important. Let your play on the field talk.
Oh, yeah.
The strongest thing you can say is beating their butts and not giving them the satisfaction of even acting like you care enough to plant the damn flag, right? That's not the only way to look at this. I realize there are people that feel the other way, and that's fine.
No, typically I'm right there.
No.
Last year pissed me off.
Don't get me wrong. I can't stand them. I mean, I've been on record, and I will go on record as saying, I'll take Duke over State any day of the week. I mean, I'm sorry. And I'm a dude that's grown up in Durham. I live one exit down 15501 from freaking Cameron and Wallace Wade. I'm right here. I've got friends that are Duke fans that are cool people. No, there's some that are not, just like there's some Carolina are not. But I will normally give a lot more respect to Duke people than I will State. Though I have met some good State people on social media, so there are some out there.
Jeff fought a State fan, so that tell you everything.
I did twice. It's been a while. It's been a while. It's been a while. So it's not like both times in Chapel Hill.
Was you like on top of them like sportsmanship?
This was when I was much younger. I was a lot younger. One of them was. Hey, remember that? That was from my interview too. I think that was from my interview episode, wasn't it?
I think so. Yeah.
Talk about that.
I do believe that. History. Kevin's
intro to Jeff on Hill Brothers. Now one of them was my brother. I think was actually still in high school. I'm 6 years older than my brother. And I think one of them, I think he was still in high school, and we were coming back, and at the time we were taking the shuttle to, at the time, U-Mall. They would run it from U-Mall as well as Friday Center and stuff. And we were coming back, and we were walking down by, getting ready to come down by the pool and everything, Carmichael dorm and Fetzer and all that stuff, Carmichael gym and the dorm and Fetzer. And we were walking up there, and this 30-something-year-old State fan was just like talking crap to my brother, who was like a high school student. Minding his own business, not saying anything to the guy. The guy was just cussing at him. I started jawing with him, and he went to push me, and I moved, and he went to swing, and I ducked, and then his buddy grabbed him and threw him back, and was like, "Don't do that." Dude grabbed my shirt and like ripped my shirt or something. I was like, man, whatever. That was a long time ago. Second time was probably, it's still been at least 10 years. It's been longer than 10 years. It was actually in the bathroom in Keenan. We were getting beat, and some State fan came in and was just running his mouth. And I was like, I just kind of shook my head. I was like, dude, just, win with some damn class, man. Kicking our ass. Yeah, great for you. Go, ha, ha, ha. Have fun, go back to Raleigh. And he talked shit. This guy, he did push me, and I did punch him. He pushed me, and I did freaking deck that dude. But so the other guy did not swing on. I let him swing on me, and I ducked it, and then his friend broke it up. This guy in the bathroom, I freaking decked. So after he pushed me. So, but again, that's it. It might have even been 15 years ago at this point. So I'm 52 years old. For those that I haven't mentioned that, I think I've mentioned that before. So I'm a little up there. So it's been a while.
That's awesome, bro. That's awesome, dude.
Anyway,
but hey,
I don't condone it. Don't get into it. Just the best thing is just to ignore them. So, and that's more of what I do these days. Is just
and walk away.
More of what I do these days is just kind of smile and laugh at them as they walk up the aisle. If they're running their mouths walking up the aisle, which not a lot of them do that much anymore, but I'll walk up there, and this goes with any fan. I'll just kind of smile. I'll just kind of smile and just stand there with my arms crossed and just smile and kind of, shrug my shoulders or whatever. And it hasn't progressed at all.
No,
I had a JMU fan cussing at me last year. That was interesting. So Fred had to go tell him to shut up.
Good old Fred, man.
Yeah.
Oh man, the ushering gig is over with, man. I didn't even get to go out the right way, son. I hate that.
You missed the meal on the field and all that other stuff.
I know, dude. I tell you, bro. I went back to sleep and I just decked out for a little while, dude. But man, I tell you. But no, I think to Lamont's point there, you win Saturday, you have a lot of momentum going into the offseason. I don't care what you say.
It does. Yeah. There's a lot to it. And again, it always means something. It always does, and it always will. It's a football game, number one, which you always want to win. It is state, and you can say they're not our rivals all you want to, but we don't have to just have one rival. Okay. I mean, let's be real. I mean,
would you rather the state game be the last game of the season or the Duke
game
be the last
game? I still would rather the state game be the last game of the year.
Okay. Because that's been a conversation between me and Alan. I'm with the state game personally myself.
I like the state game being the last game of the year. No, I mean it does this year, given the current situation and what we've got going, it does seem to possibly mean a little bit more if you can say one game means more than another. It does. There's no denying that. I think we'd be stupid to dismiss it.
And there's Alan too.
Alan was Duke's last
there he is. There it is. I told you it's been a conversation between me and him forever. We talked about that.
Yeah, I mean,
and we disagree on that. We just did.
Yeah, I just as times change and things like that, I think you start to look at rivalry games and stuff a little different sometimes. And I think that's kind of what's happened. Though, I mean, again, we've got the victory bell and it's Duke, but
I think this NC State game, this state game would not matter hardly if we had been like beating state consistently like we've been beating Duke. Because you just beat them and you just shut them up. It's just like this pesky ant has now decided to start barking, and it's gotten some wins, and it's gotten a row of wins. So that thing is getting louder. So that mountain is getting bigger, and you got to knock that sucker down and just shut them back down.
I had a graphic
and everything.
I had a graphic at one point. It's somewhere in my camera roll. I had a graphic at some point of the last little bit with us and them. There it is. We seem to, and generally we go back and forth with them, and I don't mean back and forth year after year. I mean back and forth as in one school will go on a little bit of a run, and then the other school will go on a little bit of a run, and no denying they're on their run now. But it's not we didn't go on a run. It's not like we didn't have a run before that.
Right.
It's just recency bias, and a lot of people will throw out. A lot of people, you'll see people all the time. Whichever side it favors, people will throw out the all-time record against people, and we've got that on them. But I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm one of those Carroll people. I really don't care about the all-time record right now. I don't give a crap. I don't give a crap that we hold the all-time record over them.
I don't either.
Not when they're on the run that they're on right now.
And Dave has dominated. He's done a good job.
We've
had the job so long.
That's why he's kept the job for so long. That's 100% correct.
That is, and anybody that would deny that is an absolute liar. They are lying to you. Yeah. Fake news. They have fake news. Fake news. That's what they are. I'm telling you. Yeah. If somebody tells you otherwise, that's exactly what they're doing. They are lying to you. And if Doran loses on Saturday, he's probably gone.
He's gone.
I'd have to say.
100% gone. Absolutely. State fans want him gone. State fans want him gone now anyway. I think. Didn't a lot of them still want? Even with they've owned Florida State. They seem to have had Florida State's number for a little while now.
And Florida State's a bad team, man. They're horrible.
And Florida State, even when Florida State's been a good team, I mean, that night game in Raleigh against Florida State. But we're talking too much about them, quite honestly, to be a Carolina podcast. So, for my liking, anyway. Yeah, so I'm gonna stop that until it's game time, and we're actually got.
Yes. We'll get to them later on this week. It's brewing. It's brewing hatred, man.
That's too many words. Too many words aimed towards them, addressing them this week.
Too much stank. There's too much stank on this podcast. So we got to get out of here, man. Sunday Tar Heel, it's wrapping up today, man. It's an unfortunate loss against Duke, but hey.
After all that stank, I got to use some K-Bar soap.
Hey, thank you for bringing that, because, bro, I had almost gotten out of there without using it. If you are excited for Christmas, it's Thanksgiving this week, by the way. I'm telling you, we are flying. That's why you got all the turkeys around here. That's how we do it. But if you... I'm talking about you. If
absolutely still great to be
like some stuff, always a great day to be a Atari. If you need some stuff, you need something for Christmas, we got you. We're doing a big time giveaway right now with our sponsor, K-Bar Soap. Boom! If you go to our Instagram page, Hill Brothers on Instagram, you are going to see this graphic. You need to go like that post, and you need to go follow K-Bar Soap. That will enter you into this Christmas giveaway where you're getting all that stuff that you're seeing there on the graphic. A tactical stocking, you're going to get a boomer patch, you're going to get 2 bars of soap that you are going to pick the scents of. You're going to get a hand carved wooden out of cedar American flag looking deal, a soap saucer dish. That thing's awesome. You're going to like that. You're also going to get a koozie that is also made out of the same exact material that the tactical stocking is, and you're going to get a frag bag, which is essentially a loofah for your frag to go in, and you can light yourself up, have a good time. You do all that stuff, you'll be entered in. If you just go like the page, you don't have to follow us on Instagram. You just have to go like the page and follow K-Bar Soap on Instagram. You get entered into the giveaway. We are doing the giveaway live December 1st, live on Instagram. That's when we will announce the winner. It's going to be a good time. Real looking forward to it. And also, if you just want to go get some K-Bar Soap anyway, you can do that easily by using the promo code. Go to his website, kbarsoapcode.com, and you use promo code HB15. Get 15% off your order. Jeff, it's time for us to get out of here, brother. Thank you so much. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for being here. It's always a great day to be a Tar Heel. It's sad that we got to go another year without that victory bell, but it's okay. We're gonna snag that sucker back next year. We're gonna ride that baby right out of Wallace Wade. It's gonna be glorious. It's gonna be so glorious, bro. I'm excited. Anyway,
I imagine I will be there. That's an easy game to go to. I usually am always at that one.
Yeah, they're doing some renovations up there. That Devil's Deck and everything else they got going on over there. So who knows what they'll be doing up there. But anyway, thank you all for watching. Thank you all for being here. And as always, tune in to Tar Heel Spotlight, Olympic Spotlight. Go Heels.
Go Heels.
Music. We need music.